So why do you keep attracting the same kind of person? They may have a different face, a different name, but the same emotional roller coaster. One moment, it feels like maybe this time it's going to be different. And the next, you're hurting all over again. Maybe you feel like you're the one that's always giving, always apologizing, and always walking on eggshells. Or maybe you're the one who pulls away, controlling, distant, passive-aggressive, maybe even harsh, all just as a way to cope and to feel safe. But whatever the pattern looks like, you're not crazy, you're not broken, you're just caught in a projection. And in this video, I want to help you see how Ho'oponopono helps you to break that cycle. Not by fixing the other person, but by cleaning the memory that's been running the show. The relationships that you find yourself in, be it partners, parents, or children, they are not accidents. They're repetitions. They feel real because they're familiar. But familiar doesn't mean true. It just means unhealed, unconscious. And that's really the challenging part. We don't recognize it as a projection, a repetition of the past, just dressed in a different costume, in a different body, in a different situation. We think it's about them. But what if what you're really seeing is memory, is data? What if what you're feeling has nothing to do with the present moment and everything to do with what was never seen, never heard, never healed, and never resolved? This is the root of projection. You're not just reacting to your partner. You're reacting to the story that was written unconsciously, rooted in the illusion of time, and never questioned. Some of us collapse inward. We think, it's me. I only have myself to blame. I'm the problem. And maybe if I fix myself, they'll love me. That's inward projection, shame, self-blame, trying to earn love. Others project outward. We think again, they're the problem. If I can just fix them, if I can control how they behave, then I will be in control and that makes me safe. That's outward projection, blaming others, getting angry, and this is the power play rooted in fear. But if you're willing to examine it carefully, both are the same memory, the same data. One blames himself. The other blames everyone else. One says, I'm not safe unless I shrink. The other says, I must dominate others so I don't have to feel powerless. Same wound, different expression. Same projection, one inward and the other outward. But neither one is free because both are still living from memory, from data. And you've probably seen this dynamic. The bully always seems to find someone who won't fight back. And the person who never speaks up always ends up with someone who bullies them. It's not a coincidence. It's memory finding its match. The bully isn't just angry. They're terrified. They're actually very insecure and they're afraid of feeling powerless. The victim isn't just passive. They've been taught that love means abandoning yourself. So what we call personality is actually a projection of memory, of data, of limiting beliefs and pain. And this is what Ho'oponopono shows us. These are not who you are. They are memories in an echo chamber with the same talking points and narratives, roles being reenacted by memory. So every relationship is like a mirror, not of the other person's truth, but of the unconscious programming. As Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one person in their time plays many parts. Here's what we miss. The actor on that stage isn't really you. It's memory playing out through bodies, reactions, behaviors, and emotions. It plays the victim, it plays the abuser. It plays the one who stays, and it plays the one who walks away. Memory is the one that's acting, and it keeps recycling the same roles again and again. And when you identify with one of those roles, those personalities, you lose awareness of what you are. You forget what you truly are. You think you are the character. You think it's personal, and suddenly you're suffering. Not because of what's happening, but because you're seeing it as memory sees it, deciding as memory decides, reacting as memory reacts. And this is what Ho'oponopono reveals. You are not the one who collapses. You're not the one who controls. You're not the one who is needy or withholding love and affection. You are the awareness in which the entire stage of actors are playing out their roles. And that's where the real freedom begins. In awareness, there's no suffering, because awareness doesn't need to win. It doesn't need to be right. It doesn't need to fix anything to be whole. It just sees, and that seeing, clear, quiet, honest, is the healing. Not because it changes the story, but because it shows that you are not the story. And when you can see that clearly, you're no longer trapped in just one possibility in the dream. You realize memory only knows how to choose from the past, but you're not the memory. You're not the story. You're the space it plays in. You are the field of awareness, the one place memory cannot touch, the one place the pattern has no power. And here's the miracle. When you rest in awareness, you're no longer bound to the past. You're no longer limited to the roles memory keeps handing you. You're available to inspiration. In awareness, there is choice to choose again, to respond, not react, to create something new and not repeat the past, to love without the old script running the show. Now, awareness isn't passive. It's pure potential. It holds everything without needing to control anything. And in that holding, there is peace. Not a peace you earn, a peace that was always here, waiting for you to stop playing the part and to remember what you really are. A peace that is already here, a power that has always been yours. Once you stop trying to survive or reenact the play and start seeing it for what it is. You don't have to fight memory. In fact, you cannot, because you're not meant to be in the fight at all. You're the one watching memory fighting with memory. You're watching programming crashing into programming, illusions arguing with illusions. But the moment you identify with it, it feels real. It feels intense. It feels very personal. And suddenly, you're stuck in data. Not in a relationship, but in the loop. Because it's not now. It's the past, repeating itself with a new face. And here's the key. You cannot solve a relationship problem from inside the memory that created it. You have to step outside of the memory. You have to come behind the projection and look at what's doing the projecting. And the moment you do that, you're no longer inside the role. You're no longer trying to fix a dream. You're simply seeing the mechanism. And in that seeing, you're free. This is where Ho'oponopono comes in. Not just as a technique or a mantra, but as a new way of seeing. When you clean, you're not trying to figure anything out. You're not trying to control the situation or fix the other person. You're cleaning the memory that's playing out as a wound. You're cleaning the memory of trying to fix the memory. You're cleaning the memory of needing control. You're cleaning the memory of believing it's up to you to manage it all. And you're cleaning the memory of being attached to the memory of suffering. So Ho'oponopono is the moment you step back and you take 100% responsibility for what's showing up in your experience. Not again to blame yourself, but to debug your mind, to withdraw the projections, to free yourself, and to see that you hold the very keys to your own freedom. Because when you clean, you're really saying, this no longer defines me. I'm ready to let this go. The 4 phrases are how you return to your authentic self. They are how you clean the lens of perception. Because once you truly see memory for what it is, just a loop, just a replay, just a voice from the past trying to protect you in all the wrong ways, you realize it never kept you safe. It only kept you small. It only kept you stuck. It only repeated your suffering and called it survival. And when you see that clearly, you don't need to fight the data or the memory. You don't need to fix it. You simply stop identifying with it and you stop believing in it. And the moment it loses value, it begins to fall away. And that's what letting go really is. There's no effort involved, no force, just clarity and the willingness to stop holding on to what no longer serves you. So the next time you're triggered, pause. There's no need to analyze. There's no need to spiral. Just feel what's there. Let it rise. Let it move through you. Let it speak. And then clean inwardly, gently, with tenderness, with sincerity, no forcing. Recognize that what you're experiencing is a memory. It's data. It's not who you are. It's what you've carried unconsciously, and it can be released. You're cleaning your attachment to suffering, to wanting to be right about being a victim or your belief that you cannot be saved. You're clearing the grip the memory has on your perception, because healing doesn't come from effort or control, but allowing. It comes from seeing clearly and recognizing who you truly are. And that is true freedom. So if you are tired of attracting the same kind of relationship, if you're ready to find a solution to your relationship problems, if you're ready to stop playing out the same emotional loop, remember, you don't need to fix yourself or the memory or the projection. You don't need to fix them at all. And that is the beauty of awareness. You just need to see what's really happening behind the scenes and be willing to clean it. Because the truth is, you are never the wound. You are never wounded. You are always the one watching and ready to come home. So comment below. What pattern are you ready to clean today? Subscribe if this opens something in you. This is how we awaken, through understanding what's behind the curtain, through awareness, and mastery through love. Be well, my friends. Till the next time.